So we actually have some more minutes in which to work with Fran and Greta, I'm glad to say. So, and the last thing that we were just getting to was that there was the glimmering at the beginning of some kind of a connection here. And I'd like to just pursue this a little bit further and see what else happens. So I jumped in. There was a lot of empathy happening from you. You were getting quite excited. And so it seems to me like maybe we can, if you're remembering where you were, we can just start from that place. And
okay.
Yeah, I'm really curious. I mean, I'm genuinely curious now about your thinking. And
wow, okay. It's like,
So it's an invitation.
It is.
It's an invitation, and what I would say about this is any invitation to switch out of empathy in a tense situation can be taken. And all I would suggest is, whoever you're talking to, watch them very closely, because they may need more empathy in 10 seconds time or in 1 minute's time or something like that. So there's an invitation for you to express what's going on for you, and just watch very closely here what's happening and see whether or not you sense that she would like to be heard some more, and then be ready to switch back into empathy. So let's see what happens if you express a little bit what's going on for you.
Okay. I guess actually the first thing I would say is I'm a little nervous talking about it, because I'm not sure I can express it in a way that you won't have a lot of judgment about. Actually, you may still have judgment about it however I express it. So, so I guess how is it to hear that?
a little sad. A little sad because we're sisters, and I kind of wish that, you know, we could see things the same way. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's sad that we have seemed to not be as much on the same wavelength as maybe we might have been in the past. Or
yeah. I mean, it's also inconceivable for me that I could not be right. At the same time, I mean, there's just like one little voice back there that goes, well, wait a minute, maybe she has something to say. I mean, but I'm resting on, you know, 500 years of scientific thought and research. And so I'm wanting to rest on the predictability and the companies that represent that predictability.
Right. So there's really something for you about that. There's something sort of solid and safe for you about that, the research and the science that gives you comfort and hope about healing.
Yeah, this other stuff is actually very foreign. I know you've been living in the Bay Area, and there's all kinds of different things, and that's like not something I'm so familiar with. So
I'm wanting to check in. There was a little bit of a jab there about the Bay Area. You know, and this can happen, you know, little jabs can happen. So how was that for you to receive that? I know you noticed it, I think, but how are you doing with that?
I noticed it, but I, let's see. I think I didn't take it personally, I guess is what happened. You know, I heard it, and I see the truth in it, and the part of it that isn't, you know, that doesn't say anything about who I am. So
what I'm noticing in a certain way, just to flash back into earlier in the show, when you were painting the picture of how you wanted things to be, and we kind of got in touch with this desire that you had for a certain sense of spaciousness, you know, to, as you said, to not be taking things personally, so to be able to just hear and listen and express your own, and that seems to be happening right now. So I'm just...
Pretty much, yeah.
So how does it feel for you to notice that in this moment, that's taking place?
it's sort of surprising, and I don't know at any moment when it's going to break, kind of, or when, you know, when I won't be able to stay in that place. But yeah, it's very different to even experience it than to just imagine experiencing it.
Right.
It's different.
Right. Yeah. This is one of the. There's no way of really trusting this until you try it, but it's astonishing sometimes how, if you put the time in, as Fran did, into kind of really getting clear on what it was that she wanted in this conversation, you may be very astonished to find that the conversation goes in the direction that you would like it to go. I hear this from people that I work with all the time. So I'm heartily encouraging you to give this a try, of course. So, what next? Greta, how are you doing over here?
Yeah, I'm just noticing, just feeling a little unsure of everything and wanting to have clarity. And yeah, have clarity.
Okay.
I guess well, the first thing I'm noticing is somehow wanting to reassure you. When you said that you were unsure, I felt protective. Like I didn't, I wanted you to feel comfortable and safe.
Wow, that's very surprising.
Surprising to me too, but
yeah,
it's true.
It's surprising. I noticed that I'm less thinking about research and statistics, and I'm more seeing you as a human being. And just hearing about your feelings kind of shifts me into something different than my analysis of pharmaceutical information.
Wow. That's a big relief, just to know that that's possible.
It's very sad for me.
It's sad?
Because it's very unusual for me to go there.
So thank you both for taking the time to play this out. We're coming to the end of our time together, and I'm just noticing what's kind of stood out for me today in the show. And I think what stands out for me particularly is how, even if a person is talking about facts and figures and science, if it's important enough for them to talk about, there is something there for them which is truly important. Like in this case, safety. It's the sense of safety that comes from the 500 years of research and science. And if we can connect with that, then out of that can come this connection which we're seeing here. I'm wondering if there's anything that stood out for either of you in the whole show, not just in the last piece, but...
Well, just in this bit, that amazing moment when I realized that we had made a connection on more of a heart level, and I somehow hadn't been trusting that would happen, and suddenly it did. Yeah.
And there was some vulnerability in it,
Yeah.
and some unfamiliarity, but a beauty to it.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. This is the end of the show this evening. And if you liked what you saw today, and you'll move to want to learn these tools, these skills for yourself, call Bay Area Nonviolent Communication, or look at our website, BayNVC.org, for opportunities to train with myself and with other trainers. Our contact information is repeated at the end of this program. Also, we want to hear your feedback. We continue to experiment with the format and the content of the show each month. So please send us your comments or scenarios you'd like us to play with. And send that to conflicthotline@baynvc.org. Before we go, we want to thank, of course, Carol and Leah for joining this evening, and Judith Katz for joining us for her interview, and also the crew and production team, all of whom are volunteering to support this program. And our greatest gratitude goes to the many people who send in their scenarios and requests to us to make the show rich and meaningful for us, and hopefully to all of you. I hope you'll join us again next month on December 2nd for another hour of the Conflict Hotline. We're on the air live the first Thursday of every month at 7:30 p.m. You can also see the show on the YouTube channel, on BayNVC's YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm Newt Bailey. Thank you and good night.
I take a deep, dark breath of my fear. Breathe out compassion to myself. I take a deep, dark breath of your fear. Breathe out compassion to you. And the next breath is for all the people who can relate to me and you. You cannot see eye to eye. Won't you step up with me and try? Drop the fences down, find a common ground, and take a deep breath. I am here to love you.